Dan, this is Jazz 313. We're here from Detroit, Michigan. Would you tell me about this big telescope that we're looking at, and what is your position here?
Yeah, what I'm doing here, this is called sidewalk astronomy. This is an activity that some people from various astronomy clubs have been doing for a number of years. I'm with the Amateur Astronomers Association of Pittsburgh. We have about 300 members. It's all volunteer, nonprofit, and we own and operate 2 physical observatories. Each one is a large building with 2 big professional telescopes each. And one is 30 minutes north of here in Deer Lakes Park. That's outside Russellton, just south of Tarentum. That's called the Wagman Observatory. And the other one is 30 minutes south in Mingo Creek County Park. That's simply called the Mingo Creek Observatory. And the card that I gave you has star party dates on it. Our website is the number 3ap.org. And if anybody goes on there, they'll get the same dates that you see on your card. These are star parties. They're absolutely free. Doesn't cost you a penny. You don't make reservations, no tickets. Show up when you want to, leave when you want to. You get to use the 2 big professional telescopes to look at deep sky objects like star clusters and galaxies that are far away. And there'll be a dozen or more amateurs outside with all kinds of different telescopes. Now, at our northern observatory, the Wagman, if it looks cloudy or rainy, you'd want to call ahead of time to make sure we didn't cancel. Down at Mingo, we never cancel because we have a gigantic interior planetarium dome, holds about 25, 30 people underneath it. We do star shows on that all night long. So even if it's cloudy or rainy, the show still goes on. Somebody will be outside with a laser pointer. We have tons of stuff for kids. Like I said, everything's free, open to the public.
So you said this right here is a AAAP star party schedule.
Correct.
So what is a star party? I mean, explain it to my audience.
That's what it is. You come to the observatory and you get to look through all the different kinds of telescopes, and then also we might have somebody giving a talk about different things, somebody outside showing different constellations in the sky. We'll announce over the loudspeaker when various satellites like the International Space Station might be passing over. You can see that naked eye. Anything at all related to astronomy.
So do you have them in other stations? I mean, other states, other cities?
This is just us. I believe we're the 2nd largest club in the country. The largest is San Francisco. The man who actually popularized sidewalk astronomy, his name was John Dobson. He invented the base, the type of base of my telescope, the mount that I'm using. That's called a Dobsonian mount.
Okay, let me ask you another question.
Sure.
Tell me, with the space station, with Goddard, but I'm a Galileo guy.
Okay.
You know, with the Catholic Church, what did the Catholic Church, did they put him in house arrest? What was that about?
They put him in house arrest. And, I'm kind of, I'm a little ambivalent about that whole thing, because you got to understand it from the church's perspective. They were in the middle of the 30 Years' War, okay? 1618 to 1648, there were literally millions of people dying in this war in Europe. And the church is trying to control that by saying that they have jurisdiction over what the Bible says or doesn't say. And in the Bible it says the sun stood still, so the earth can't possibly be moving. So they had a very serious political reason for stopping Galileo from publicizing his notion. He was feeding off of Copernicus's book 50 years earlier that said that the Earth and all the other planets go around the sun. And as silly as we think it might be now, at the time that was a very, I heard someone once say, like, what's more important, some intellectual argument, distinction, or the lives of millions of people?
So, okay, let's connect Nikola Tesla, because you're Nicholas, as well as Goddard. How would we fuse those deep thinkers together? And because I'm from the mystic point of view, what about the Egyptians? And they was doing this back in the day.
They were geniuses thousands of years ago. We tend to think of people a long time ago as having been inferior to us in terms of their intelligence. They couldn't possibly know what we know today. But the range of intelligence, I think, has probably been the same throughout human history. So even thousands of years ago, you had men who just for whatever reason, their brains work a little differently. And
Have you ever heard of this
very
boat
creative.
called the Solar Baroque? It was a boat that they was using in Egypt back in like 4000 BC when they was bringing building the pyramids. You ever heard of that one?
Is that the one? Is like they put it in the pyramids
Yes.
to like
Yes.
send the
That's the one.
pharaohs
Yes.
off to the sun and whatnot?
Yes, you hear about that one?
Yeah.
So when we talk about aviation, but listen, I want to let you know I'm just I need some sleep.
If you want to show people here, let me just get this back in here.
Yeah.
If you want to, you can come right up to the eyepiece.
I tell you what, right now what we're looking
and
at
show them.
is the eyepiece.
Keep going. Right. Find that.
Okay, that is the moon.
Keep going towards it.
That is the moon. That is the moon on this telescope. If you can see that. I did something, but I'm gonna get back there again. Again, this is Jazz 313. We want to tell Nicholas thank you from Detroit, Michigan.
Dan, actually.
Oh, Dan, I'm sorry.
Everybody calls me that because our observatory is the Nicholas Wagman, and that's what you see on that card.
Okay, listen again. Thank you again, and this is going to be loaded up in a couple hours.
Okay.